Joining me now is Charlie Gasparino from Fox Business, senior correspondent. Charlie, it's great to see you tonight. Now, I'm going to repeat Bezos's question. I was reading a little bit there, Charlie. Is this purposeful misdirection or just a complete financial illiteracy of basic market dynamics?
Well, it's always spin involved, but this is a particularly economically, I don't want to say illiterate, but a president that lacks literacy when it comes to the economy. I mean, it's not just on this one. I mean, this is so obvious. Most of the gas station owners are small business people. They operate on thin margins. You know, the minute that the price on the futures markets go down, it's not reflected in what they've already paid for the stuff that you're pumping in their tank. So I mean, and they're not trying to rip people off. Mom and pops are not trying to rip people off. That's basic. Other basic stuff is about raising taxes on billionaires, so we can lower inflation. That ain't going to happen either. Often you raise taxes on upper income people, it hits small businesses. The small businesses actually will pass down that cost to consumers, so it may increase inflation. I mean, we could go on and on about this. Listen, it's a scary time in this country, and I'll tell you why. When I hear from my CEO sources who are moderates, who are Dems, who would go nuts every time Trump put out a tweet about something and, oh, the world is coming to an end. They are really worried about Joe Biden, that he does not have the economic chops, the intellectual chops, I should say, to deal with what could be coming at us. We could have a very serious problem here. We have inflation. It may be coming down, but it's coming down because the economy is starting to slow, and it may be slowing significantly. And if you have someone that's this economically obtuse or vacuous, or pick your adjective, how are we really going to do this? And I think one of the problems is it's not just that the president is just not up to par here when it comes to dealing with the economy. He's surrounded himself literally with ideologues of the left. I mean, you can go up and down the line. Think of the most economically astute person in the White House right now is probably Brian Deese. Brian Deese is the head of the NEC, National Economic Council. Before he went to Washington, he spent a couple years at BlackRock, the big money management firm. Now, he wasn't there managing money and handling portfolios and trading stocks. That would give him some relevant experience for the economy. He was there pushing the company to adopt ESG, environmental, social, government standards, not to make money, not to figure out markets. He was essentially a green advocate within BlackRock. He was proselytizing about this. That is ESG stuff, and he's probably the best guy they got. Janet Yellen.
Well, Charlie.
I mean, I could go down. I mean, she misses everything when it comes to inflation, the economy. She printed money like crazy as Fed chair.
But Charlie, you're being very charitable or diplomatic or both, because at some point, I'm getting that from you a little bit. But at some point, when does this become purposeful sabotage? I mean, it's not that complicated how to get us back to energy independence if you want, but they don't want that.
Right.
They don't want that. That's clear.
It's an ideological loop here. I mean, listen, the left controls the Biden administration on all sorts of policies. I just told you the head of the NEC is a lefty that proselytized about ESG goals, which essentially led to oil companies cutting back on production. I mean, that's one of the reasons. And you can go up and down the line. So, it's a scary situation. We have inflation. That means the Fed has to tighten stuff, right? It has to tighten the money supply, bring down demand on top of a Biden administration that is purposely keeping supply low. And so you have the worst of both worlds. And that's why you hear Jamie Dimon, who's a Democrat, the head of J.P. Morgan Chase, say, a storm is coming or a hurricane. He used something scary, but that's pretty bad stuff.
Well, that's all right. Jamie's all in on China, so you got the chips over there too, Charlie. So hey, Charlie, great to see you. Great to have you on the show tonight.
Anytime, love it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.